As I was staying busy in Oda, trying to block out my imagination from getting carried away with what Jeanett was doing with the professional fisherman, she finally made an unusual post to her Instagram story. I cannot remember if she posted the picture of the wolffish to her feed on Instagram first, but I think she did. She posted this picture of she was holding the wolffish is a deep sea Norwegian. It has a Norwegian name as well. I can't think of it right now, but it's a really wild looking with big teeth, and it's a wild looking eel like fish with a big mouth. And she posted a picture of her just holding it within her hand. So when her first post after arriving in Soroya was a picture of the mouth of the wolffish, and an additional picture of her standing with the professional fisherman, looking like a couple alongside two older people, looking like a couple as well, I felt everything was being taken away from me. My feelings of our future seemed to be in question with another man, separating my dreams from my lover once again. Now you have to. I mean, I'm thinking about it right now, and there was no way for me to know that much about Jeanett at that time to just look at her with that man as a professional fisherman. I had been, I guess I'd been damaged in my past, and I know the possibilities. There's no way of knowing for sure, but at the same time, I had told myself coming to Oda that, Jeanett's gonna, and I told myself this over a year. I mean, when I first started to follow her, she's with men fishing. It was something that I accepted. Of course I was attracted to her. Of course I liked her. Of course I was making tiles of her. The whole process of me making the tiles was something Jeanett was allowing me to do because I asked her. So that my feelings towards her, I was controlling them, and she was helping, and she was allowing me to move my feelings along that I had towards her. So I wasn't flipping out, I wasn't flipping out when I saw her with the man up in Soroya when they took the picture together. Because I hadn't allowed myself to be that attached to her at that point. But it made me start to try to figure it. But of course, it's something that I was thinking about, wondering, and because 2 days before that, she left quite an impact on me when she told me about her genetics as she was saying goodbye, and smiled, and we had such a nice meeting, and we gave each other a nice hug, and she told me that she'll get my tiles sometime, and she knew I was going to be in Oda or in Norway for several more days. I felt like I had screwed everything up when I made the tile the night after we met of the two people holding hands. The tile was inspired by the moment when Jeanett and I took a photograph together in front of Norway's largest stone. And in that moment of reality, we did not hold hands. But I wanted to hold her hand. Of course. I carved the tile anyways because I wanted her to know how I felt. And I changed my profile picture to include both Jeanett and I the day after we met. And then I changed it again to the actual photo of us standing together on top of Norway's largest stone 2 days after we met. Because I was feeling good and I wanted to be together. And that was my way of telling her that my last chance before she went off with the professional fisherman. So, maybe I got a little bit dramatic there. Maybe I wasn't I knew she was going off on this trip with this professional fisherman, but regardless of that, I still wanted to make those tiles of those two people holding hands. I really started, after we met and she said those things to me about her genetics, and and she talked about, and if you listen to the story, the previous parts of the story, you'll see she talked about my laundry and her mother, and there was just I was getting very interesting vibes from Jeanett that was making me feel like there was something more going on. So, I wanted to also kind of play footsie with her in a way. I wanted to carve a tile that was kind of flirtatious as well, of the two people holding hands. If she's going to flirt with me and talk about her genetics, kind of getting me a little bit fired up. Well, I wanted to, an appropriate and a polite way when she's just getting to know me, in my mind, was to carve the tile of the two people standing in front of the stone, Norway's largest stone, holding hands, and then changing my profile picture, a playful picture, a split picture of her and I together, right after the day after we met. Those are things that I did to be flirtatious back.